Let's talk about the Bucks. Will the Milwaukee Bucks be the next great NBA team? I know it sounds crazy, but these guys are young. They're matching up against Toronto, and to be honest with you, I did not think they would do this well against Toronto. Now, if you watch my playoff prediction video, which you can't watch anymore, I didn't delete it. I'll explain what happened with that video and a bunch of other videos on my channel, by the way. It's not just that video that is gone from my channel, which, yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. The Bucks, they're a young team. Now, I didn't think they'd do this well against Toronto, and to be honest, the series isn't over. Toronto has a chance to turn it around and win the series, but the Bucks have shown something, and they've shown something special, and it's something that I've been really impressed with. Just to think about, they're doing this without Jabari Parker. Then they've got Thon Maker, who's about 19 years old, I think. Giannis, we know how young he is. This is a core of guys that they're looking really good for the future. And we talk about the Lakers and D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Ingram and Clarkson and Randall and all those young guys. And then we got the Timberwolves with Wiggins and Levine and obviously Towns. There's a whole bunch of other teams, the 76ers, with their young group of Simmons and Embiid, and well, they had Noel, now they got Jaleel still. So obviously they're going to draft another player in the draft. Maybe it's Lonzo, maybe it's Markelle Fultz, I don't know. But we have a lot of young teams coming up in the league, and they're going to look like, obviously, championship contending teams in hopefully about 3 to 4 to 5 years, maybe even 2 years, depending on how, the Bucks go and stuff like that. And maybe, something can happen if a team signs a player in free agency, but you have to think about, there are a lot of storylines that can go down in the next couple of years. And I will make a video predicting how I believe the NBA future will go. And it's going to be a video where I talk about what I think obviously will happen in the future, but it will allow me to look back on my prediction and see, how well I did and if my, prediction of the future was sort of accurate and what happens. But the thing is, I was thinking about this. LeBron James is obviously the greatest player I've ever watched, and he's probably the greatest player that most of you guys have ever watched. A lot of you guys didn't get to watch MJ, considering, well, he played in the 1990s, a bit in the 2000s, but he was obviously dominant in the 90s and even in the 80s, the late 80s. But a lot of you guys are young and you really have only seen LeBron, and I know a lot of you guys obviously dislike LeBron, but a lot of you guys love him. But the thing is, LeBron James is 31 years old. Eventually, in 3 to 4 to 5 years, he'll be 34, 35, 36 years old. This guy is not going to be the same LeBron James that we know. Eventually, he's going to start decreasing. We've seen it with Kobe. He's obviously retired now. But eventually, these championship players, I know it's LeBron James, but eventually these guys drop off. You just can't compete with a young guy. Let's say Giannis is coming up in the league. LeBron James eventually will not be able to compete with Giannis just because of the age difference, right? So, when LeBron James is old, and he's trying to get those championships, but he won't be the main guy hopefully in the Cavaliers. He might end up moving teams again, that would be crazy, but we'll talk about that for another video, and we'll probably talk about that in a couple of years, actually. But LeBron James, eventually, he's gonna obviously slow down, and with that, we've got players like Giannis that are gonna have to take that next step and become the LeBron James of this NBA, of the next NBA era, if you know what I mean. So it's interesting to think, and the Bucks. We talk about the Bucks being a young squad. Thon Maker, he's a young guy, but Chris Middleton, he's a guy I want to talk about. We thought at the start of the year that his season would be over. He was injured for, well, a lot of this season, and I thought he wasn't actually going to play this season. He ended up playing, and he's really doing well in the playoffs. And the Bucks as a whole playoff unit, they are really playing well. Chris Middleton, like I said, even just last game, he shot 53%. He made 1 3, but he dropped 20 points, has 7 assists. And then you've got Giannis. And Giannis, he is obviously the X factor in any series, because no one can defend Giannis. Giannis, he is absolutely insane. He's, what, 6'11", with that crazy wingspan? He looks pretty skinny, let's be honest. When he came into the league, he was skinny. But the guy weighs 222 pounds, or 100 kilos. That is absolutely insane. He's 22 years old. he's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be unstoppable. These playoffs, he's killing it, and he's just exciting to watch. And even when he doesn't, you know, score a huge amount, like last game, game 3, the Bucks were killing it, right? I mean, they held the Raptors. Defensively, they absolutely destroyed the Raptors, right? Giannis only scored 19 points. He didn't have a huge offensive game, right? But the guy shot 70%. He shot 70%. That is crazy. 100% from 3. Obviously, 100% you'd assume he only shot 1 or 2, which he only did shoot 2. But still, to make 2 threes, not miss 1, that's a great effort. The only thing that really let him down last game was his free throw percentage. He shot 37.5%. But as a whole, the guy's killing it, right? He does everything. He scores. He gets rebounds. He's 6'11". I mean, you'd assume he get rebounds, right? He makes his teammates better. He gets a couple of assists. Last game he got 4 assists. But he plays defense, man. He gets 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's just really playing well. But like, you wouldn't think that their team is actually going to be that good, right? You don't really think about this team, because apart from Giannis, Thonmaker's potential, not even Thonmaker like right now, just his potential, Malcolm Brogdon has a chance to win Rookie of the Year. You don't really think of these guys as being too good, because apart from that, they've got Spencer Hawes, Rashad Vaughn, Jason Terry. They've got Matthew Dellavedova, who he's the best teammate. I guarantee you, he will be the best teammate if any of you guys are in the NBA, right? Just picture yourself playing next to Matthew Dellavedova. He doesn't do the flashy things. He'll never do the flashy things. He won't ankle break you. He won't dunk the ball crazy. He won't even dunk. Probably missed the layup. But what he will do is he'll hustle. He's the best hustler. He will play defense. And, I mean, it's showing just in this series. I mean, Kyle Lowry. We talk about Kyle Lowry slowing down in the playoffs. He's not the best playoff player, but you got to think about it like this. Kyle Lowry is not a bad player at all. And I don't care if it's playoffs. And I know he hasn't had the best playoff series throughout his career. But the main contributor to this series is because of Matthew Dellavedova. That is the reason why Kyle Lowry is not playing too well. And even sometimes Matthew Dellavedova will switch on to DeMar DeRozan. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And it's shown because DeMar DeRozan is, I mean, he went 0 for 8 last game. And as the whole defensive unit, this Bucks team is insane. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Will the Bucks be a future NBA great team? Will they? I mean, it's interesting because I think they could. I reckon they'll be better than the Lakers, to be honest with you. I think they could. I mean, I don't think they'll be better than the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves eventually will click and they will do really, really well. And Towns and Wiggins and Levine will end up just doing amazing. Even Chris Dunn, hopefully he can do something in a few years. I think they won't be as good as the Timberwolves, but they're also in completely different conferences, so in the playoffs it doesn't really matter, right? It's so interesting, and I think the Bucks will definitely be an NBA great team. Like I said, even if the Raptors beat them in this series, you have to give credit to what the Bucks have done. And it's not just, like, I mean, even Thonmaker, like, the Bucks will get Jabari Parker back next season. The Bucks will improve with Thonmaker. He's 19 years old. He's playing on Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka is an intimidating guy. He's been in the NBA Finals. He's been in the NBA playoffs. He knows what it takes to win games. He was an enforcer, man. Ibaka is an enforcer. Not as much as he used to be back in OKC. I mean, your blocker, that's what everyone used to call him. When he blocked, I mean, 3 to 2, 4 shots a game. I don't know why I said it like that. 2, 3, 4 shots a game. That's what I mean. He would just block the hell out of you. And you got this 19-year-old kid coming in, doing work. I know Ibaka is not the same guy that he used to be. But Ibaka is still a dominant guy. He will back you down. He will give you the moves. And he will just play solid defense. Not what he used to be. But he will do solid work. Just on and off the floor. He'll make his teammates better by communication. He'll talk. He's a leader. And Thonmaker, although he doesn't play many minutes, he does his job, right? He shoots a really good percentage. He doesn't really even shoot that much, but he plays great defense for a guy that's 19 years old. And then Greg Monroe, I mean, he's a guy that really matches up well on Serge Ibaka. But I just think, like, the Raptors, as a whole starting 5 unit, they've got Lowry, DeRozan, DeMar Carroll, Ibaka, and Valanciunas. All of those 5 guys are really great starting players. this Bucks team is really just impressing me, and I had to make a video on it. But like I said, let me know, what do you think? Will the Bucks be the next great NBA team? I don't mean the great team like the Cavs or the Warriors. I mean in a few years. By the way, if you guys want to know what happened to a few of my videos that have been taken down, Broadband TV, their NBA account, I don't know what they do, but they haven't deleted my video. They've just blocked the video in all country. They blocked 5 facts about Devin Booker's 70-point game, and they blocked my NBA playoff prediction bracket, which I don't know. I have those videos still on my laptop. I probably won't upload them again. I'll just wait until the next round of the playoffs and make another prediction video. But I just hope these guys can stop blocking my content. Like, it's just really, really annoying. I don't know what their problem is. I mean, like, we all know that there's a whole bunch of NBA YouTubers that use NBA footage, and I don't really know what I've done wrong, but I'm going to sort it out. I need to sort it out because, well, it is my channel and it is important. So I'm going to figure it out. I don't know why they're blocking my videos in all countries, and hopefully it will stop soon because it's really frustrating. I put effort, and it just, you know, it's just obviously really annoying, and it's annoying for you guys. It's obviously annoying for me, and I got to figure it out. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Let's aim for 2,000 likes, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.